Welcome. This is the Enlightenment Show, and I'm your host, Laurie Schoenfeld. This is where Chicken Soup for the Soul meets the artist way with Nancy Drew. Our guest today is my beautiful friend, Julia Slack, author of The Road of Somorrostro. We're going to be chatting with her today all about her new release and what resilience of the heart means to her. Julia!
Oh, Laurie, it's so fantastic to be here. I just adore you. And it feels like I haven't spoken to you for so long. It's before Christmas.
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, it has been long gaps of time that we should never do again.
I know. I promise to send you a mail every week. Well, done this, been here. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's fab to be here. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm so proud of you and excited to share this beautiful story with our listeners and viewers, as it was one that I held to my heart and hugged tightly. And I'm just very proud of you and your debut novel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You live in Barcelona.
Yep.
What are your summers? What did they look and feel like for you?
Hot. There's no other word for it. Hot and city-like and so many people, so many tourists. Just get me out of here, really.
Now, are we talking hot, like, is it humid or is it like just heat where it just feels like it's burning your skin? Like, what does hot?
No, it's humid. You're literally, I mean, I have my fan on now, so I'm sorry if my hair's wafting around, but yeah, it's just humid and there's pollution on top of that because now we live in the middle of the city and you know, when I go back to England, it's like I just can breathe. So yeah, it's hard. It's nice to come on a holiday, but to live here, it's not great.
With the city, Julia, is there a lot of noise, or there's certain times during the day where there's more action happening where you're at?
Well, I live quite near the Sagrada Familia, the big Gaudi temple. So it's just full of, like tourists. There's somebody leading with like a little stick saying, I'm your guide, follow me, and 50 people behind them. So I'm trying to get past with my two little dogs and it's just frustrating. And it's kind of returned to pre-pandemic levels as well this year.
Mm-hmm. So you're in tourist space.
Absolutely.
Before we get started, I loved this so much as we were talking about the title of your book and you explained it a certain way to me so I could say it right. That was very fun and playful. Can you explain what that was?
What, the bit about Ross from Friends?
Yes. Yeah.
So the book is called The Road to Somorrostro. And I might have invented it. I don't think I have. But rostro means your face. And somo in this context means shadow. So it was kind of something that was hidden. And that's what Somorrosto Beach was, hidden from the world.
Mm-hmm. I was saying it Somorrostro.
You were saying it
Somorrostro.
Rostro.
See, now I'm saying it right.
Yeah, you are. Somorrostro.
I was saying it Somorrostro, and she was like, it's like Ross.
Oh, honey. No, honey. Yes, it's Ross from Friends. Mm-hmm. I should have just changed the name because nobody can say it except me.
Well, I learned something new, and our listeners and viewers are going to get a good laugh out of it. And now we're all going to see Ross in our face while we're also
seeing it
and learning something new. Yeah.
Somorrostro.
Can you share with our listeners and viewers, Julia, what The Road of Somorrostro is all about?
So it's about 5 main characters. We have Margarita. She's 17, 18 when the story starts. Her best friend, Eva, and 2 boys who lived in Somorrostro. And they kind of all come back. They kind of get together, and the secrets of how they're connected finally come out. And it's about a journey of discovery and forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. What interested you in the Somorrosto Beach?
So I have to go back a little bit before I became obsessed with Somorrosto Beach. In 2014, my partner, Inez, his mother was murdered. She lived in the old town in the Ciudad Vella. She lived actually in the same street as the main character lived, Margarita. And Inez and I tried to call her on the telephone. She was very old. She was 81. She'd had a stroke. She was very weak. We went to find her, and we found her, and she'd been murdered by a neighbour upstairs who was a new neighbour. He'd moved there with his 2 teenage sons and his wife, and he was looking for money for drugs and to pay his rent. So that was like our lives was before and after, Yeah, it was. And we dealt with it, but not very well. I dealt with it. I had nightmares. I suppose I'd had a bit of, post-traumatic stress.
Mm-hmm.
Inez dealt with it by just not speaking about it. And we kind of lived for a few years after that in this disconnect of what had actually happened. We kind of almost tried to just carry on with our lives. It was really difficult. And right just after that time, I started becoming really obsessed with a photographer called Jacques Leonard. That's who the book's dedicated to. And he was a French photographer, journalist, who came from Paris to Barcelona in the 30s. And he fell in love with a gypsy girl. Now, her family was there are 2 areas of that were gypsy slums. Somebody said to me I think it was in a Facebook post in a group, she thought that the word slum was very ick. And I said to her, we can't make it beautiful. What is it? Is it more beautiful if it's a favela, like in the Brazilian, how can I say it? I can't say it was a marginalized area. It was literally shacks on the beach, not with a beach view, on the beach. They were made of corrugated iron, wood, plastic, everything. And the gypsies had lived there for 150 years. There was another area, if you've ever been to Barcelona, or you can look at photos, there's a big hill called Montjuic, which is where the Olympic Stadium is. And there was also a gypsy area there too. And so Jacques Leonard married a girl called Rosario, and she was from Somorrostro and Montjuic. Her family were from there. And she was the cousin of a famous flamenco dancer, Carmen Amaya. And so he started photojournaling, documenting the slums, basically. And because he was an outsider, he was kind of, he was allowed in. He was allowed to take photos. And those photos are documented now. Oh, my God, they're absolutely incredible. I have some on my Instagram. And I just became obsessed with these photos of these vibrant people that, despite how they were living, they were making the most. They were joyful and happy. And so, and it dispelled many myths that, that I had, that I think many people have. So to go on a few more years, we had another stroke of bad luck in 2019. Inez had a road traffic accident on his motorbike. And then the pandemic hit 3 months later. So it was the first time. I've always written, I have 3 or 4 kind of half-written piles of rubbish. They were well written, but there just wasn't a story that I wanted to tell. So in 2019, we had to deal. He had 10 operations. He didn't walk for 2.5 years. And then in it was November 2020, and it was for the first time in my life, like many people, when the pandemic hit, I started working from home. Oh my God, suddenly I had all this time because I used to Zoom to classes on my motorbike because I'm a freelance teacher. So I just went, because for 20 years I've been looking after, I was a single parent from when my son was 1. He's 22 now. So it just gave me this time to stop. And that's what I did. And I just started thinking about these photographs, the old town, which couldn't go there for many, many years until really recently. And I kind of thought it's not her story, but I need to tell my mother-in-law's story again through something else. It's not her story at all. But that was my way of dealing with it. So I kind of wrote the trauma out, and the trauma's gone since I wrote the book.
I love, Julia, there's so many pieces that you just spoke to that I love so much for different reasons. But the essence of what you had just said, that you wrote out the trauma.
Absolutely.
On paper. When you were writing out the story, did you, in those moments, feel yourself just releasing things that you felt you could put within your book that you couldn't place somewhere else? What did that look like for you?
Yeah, I just literally put my headphones on, put some sort of like trance Buddhist relaxation music on, no words or anything, and just went for 3 months, and it just went, wow. And I thought, this is it. This was the story I had to tell all those times when I tried before. And when you have a story to tell, but you can't do it. I remember I once asked a friend of mine, he's in his 70s now, he's an artist. And I said, 20 years ago, I said to him, do you have to kind of be all, angsty and depressed to be a good artist? That's how you imagine it. You're like, I don't know, Van Gogh or something like this, with his ear and painting. And he said to me, no, it's the opposite. Your mind has to be clear, and it has to be free of stuff. And I thought, oh, right. But I've lived 20 years like, crazy, trying to look after my kid. And so, yeah, this really was a time when both Inez and I thought, oh God, life is so short. And you can put off writing that book until you're 30 or 40 or 50 in my case. And life really is just the blink of an eye.
I always find it very fascinating how different pieces of story come out at different times, where you'd mentioned you've written 3 stories before, but you didn't feel like it was really telling a story, where now you have this piece. Did you expect at the time when it came in that it was going to be a story, or did you feel like, okay, this is something I want to look into, and then it just kind of took its own?
No, I just kind of thought about my mother-in-law. I thought about these photos, and I knew that I felt so passionate about these photos because they are so passionate. And he's called Jacques, like spelled French, with the CQ, Leonard. So, and it just kind of sparked a little idea of, but I didn't even know how it was going to end. And in fact, the ending changed in the final edit. So it just went, blah. I didn't plan it. Nothing. It just came out.
Mm-hmm. You are a freelance teacher, copy editor, proofreader, and an author. What were the things that first led you to going to the other pieces that you now involve in your life?
So after I'd written the book, and I got involved with the Bookstagram community, which is just amazing. My sister always laughs. She's watching. Hi, Lulu. So she always says, how can you have friends that are virtual friends? She doesn't get it. But wow, it's really a powerful community. I got friends with people. I started reading people's books, and then I started noticing a few mistakes. And I'd say, I've been an English teacher for 26 years. I'm a grammar Nazi, really, I am. And so I just have to say to people, look, Anyway, I started kind of helping people for free. And then I thought, oh God, I need to monetize this, because since the pandemic, I lost quite a lot of classes because many places wanted classes, in company. And so I did some courses, invested a bit of money and did the courses. And now I can do it, professionally. And because there's so many people that say, oh, yeah, I'm an editor, I'm an author, I'm an editor. But so, yeah, I'm loving it. It's trickling in, work's trickling in, but it's only been 6 months, so I'm quite happy.
I love that so much for you. And I find it always fun. Do you notice when you read other people's novels, do you learn about your own writing and creativity as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes I think, what's that word mean? Why don't I know what that word means? Yeah, and I do. And I see things and I see things and think, oh, God, I wouldn't have done that. But then I also see things and think, oh, wow, I wish I could have done that.
Yeah. Your journey, what has it looked like for you from idea to now publication?
Oh, God.
That a little bit?
Well, I wrote the book and then I thought, now I'm just going to be J.K. Rowling. I'm going to sell thousands of books. I'm just going to be like Colleen Hoover or something like that. And I sent the manuscript off to probably about 60 agents over a 4-month period. I literally heard back from almost all of them, which I was really happy about. I had a few requests for the full manuscript, a couple, and then there was literally one that broke the camel's back or whatever, and I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I don't want an agent, and I don't want an agent. I don't want to get really bad royalties, and I would still have to market the book myself. And so I kind of like took up. I recalled the last few queries that I had out, and I thought, I'm just going to self-publish. And as soon as I made that decision, it was just the right one. I had somebody an agent say, I love the book, but I'm not sure how I'd market it. And I thought, well, if you don't know, then you're not having any of my money. No. So, and it's just been it's been a journey. It's been a huge learning curve. It's been really challenging, but I've had so much support. The support has just been incredible. So I'm so grateful to everybody who bought the book and supports me. And
what are some things that you've learned about yourself along the journey so far?
Oh, I'm just like an elephant, I think. I'm just so tough. I've got the hide of a rhinoceros, I think. You think, oh God, how many more bad things can happen to me until I can't go on? And then you just realize with every bad thing that happens to you, you just grow stronger. And that's what I've learned and what Inez has learned as well. And I'm so proud of him because he literally started walking last September. He had physio. He's still having physio every day. He went back to work 10 days ago for the first time in nearly 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
And he got right back on his motorbike. And part of me thinks, oh God, he's crazy. But part of me thinks, wow, you just carry on. And if the book doesn't sell any more copies, I've done something that's really healed me. And in fact, when the cover designer is a friend of mine, and she's a graphic designer. She used to work for one of the big 5, and she designed the book and the book cover. And one day I had to we used to kind of meet near me and go for a coffee and then do things online. She said, you need to come to the studio. And the studio was actually the road above where Inez's mother lived. And I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to go. So I got on my motorbike and went down, and she was late. She said, I'm half an hour late. Go and get a coffee. So instead of getting a coffee, I literally went and walked past the house where I hadn't been for 8 years. It's a tiny, narrow, dark street, you know. There are some photos of it in a reel on my Instagram, and I just took photos and I sent all the photos to Inez and said, look where I am. And as I was walking down those streets, I didn't have this like, I had absolute terror, even if I went near it, you know, in the last few years. And yes, I thought it was serendipity that her studio was right there, and I had to face it. So that was like the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle. That was was a month before launch. It was in March. So, and I realized that I had none of that terror inside anymore.
Ooh, that's a good feeling when you have that realization and you can breathe lighter.
It was like a weight had just gone.
Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, Julia, when we think of gypsy, there are certain things that come to mind for each of us. Can you explain to us what the community and life of a gypsy really is like?
In the book, or you mean
with what you've learned in the book?
Yes. Well, I mean, and it sounds so racist, but I always used to think, and I actually confronted this in the book with other people's perceptions of what they thought gypsies or what their parents had thought. And also from the narrator he's actually, Santi isn't a gypsy, but because his dad came from outside, but he was welcomed into the community. So Santi had grown up in this on Somorrosto Beach, and just the loyalty, and well, maybe not in Paco's case, but yeah, just this cohesiveness and this resilience, and just to keep going even though everything's against you. That's kind of how me and Inez have felt in the last few years. Like, oh God, what's the next thing that can happen? We think we've had it all now, so yeah.
Yes. What do you, Julia, think that resilience of the heart is for you?
Just that it keeps beating, that it keeps going, and that you still have room to expand your heart, and and you still find beauty in things and things to look forward to because when you've had nothing. We were in a black place for 3.5 years. My mom is very old. She's 90. She has Alzheimer, and I couldn't physically leave Inez for 3 years. And plus, it was the pandemic time, so that was really difficult. But again, I can't beat myself up. I can't feel guilty. And we're going to see her again in 2 weeks with my sister. So, yeah.
Oh, that will be wonderful to reconnect.
It's difficult. It is really difficult. But that's resilience of the heart, isn't it? Carrying on even though things are shit, basically,
Yes. And I love that you actually brought that up, is where, connecting with people and seeing people is beautiful to reconnect. It is also hard, and there are layers, of different things that you see and feel that you may not be expecting or knowing how to really embrace that. What does that look like for you?
It's really difficult. My sister lives with more guilt because she feels she has to go and see her, and I just say to her, but she doesn't remember. She literally has no idea. And I feel like I've said goodbye to her so many times in the last 8 years.
Oh.
When people say, but you have to go because you have to say goodbye. It might be the last time you see her. And I feel like I've said goodbye to her so many times before.
Oh, wow. That grief. I just felt that, like that grief. Oh.
But what I've learned in the last few years is that you can't feel guilty. You can't.
Yeah.
And maybe it's selfish. Sometimes I do feel selfish, but it's my way of dealing with it.
Yes. Yeah. which you never know how you're going to deal with things until you're in the experience.
Oh, absolutely.
No idea.
And then when you look back, you think, God, did I really we got through that?
Mm-hmm. How did I get through that? Yeah, looking back, like, I'm here, thank goodness, but how did we do that?
It's like wading through mud, but you just do it, and you just one foot after the other. Mm-hmm. Anyway, oh God, I sound like such a miserable cow, don't I? Really?
No, oh my gosh. Julia, I love, actually, these are the conversations that I really love to have on the show because they're real and they're honest. And every one of us is going through something difficult.
Absolutely.
Behind closed doors that none of us have any idea about. And we're all just moving through it with whatever we can in that moment.
Yeah. You know, and people lash out sometimes or say things, and you think, hey, but you know, I'm going through stuff as well. Just because I don't broadcast it on Instagram or wherever, you know, and most people are going through stuff. Even the people that we think have got it all, they really haven't.
Yeah. And I love what you said there too, Julia, that everyone handles it, you know, very differently at different times when they're going through that. You know, so I appreciate your realness there. What is something that you're investigating about yourself and your life?
Oh God. Well, I'm trying to just be happy with who I am. You know, I've always thought, oh God, I'm too far, or I'm too ugly. You know, those dysmorphic kind of things. And I'm really, really trying really hard. I mean, and again, in the last 4 years, life is nothing. And I thought to myself the other day, my son graduated from university on Saturday, and I went to his graduation, and you know, his dad was there, my ex, and it was all lovely. And I had a few photos taken. I just said, oh my God, I look like a whale. And after I thought, I'm nearly 55 years old. Am I just going to be like this for the rest of my life? Is it going to dominate the next 30 years or whatever? And the last couple of days have been a massive wake-up call. Anyway, I got on the scales this morning as a new start today, and I've lost 1.5 kilos, so I'm really happy. Which is about 4 pounds, so get me.
I absolutely love you, Julia.
I know, and I adore you too, Laurie.
I was talking to my daughter, so my 15-year-old, I went to go get some new clothes because my body, you know, I just turned 40. And my body is doing very different things now. You know, my hips are doing different waves, and I got new curves and all sorts of things. So the outfits that used to fit me, that I was like, this feels like Laurie, I put them on, and I was like, absolutely, this is not happening. This is not happening anymore. And it's such an interesting journey of, like, you know, all those internal waves that come in of, like, you know, feeling really, you get that feeling bad and that guilt of like what used to be, but also trying to embrace like, well, this is where I am right now, and trying to find a way to, you know, find something that fits this moment. There's lots of layers, you know.
Yeah, and I've had like this, I've had ups and downs. And, wait till you get to 50, Laurie. Everything just goes when you're 50. Literally, I woke up and I went, ugh. But I still feel like 32 or 33 inside. And sometimes, like when people say here, they say señora, which means like a lady, or a señorita, which means a girl. Even now, the first time somebody called me a señora, I kind of looked and went, excuse me, I'm señorita. And today somebody said, no, it's the señora's turn to be served. And I thought, even then, a little thought flashed through my head. And I thought, I'm not that old. But of course I am a señora. And you're a señora when you're about 32, 33. So I'm still getting my head around that. I'm a señorita in my brain.
You are always a señorita. You're beautiful and you have
thank
fantastic energy and personality. And your book, oh my gosh, please keep writing books because you are brilliant and creative and smart.
Thank you, Laurie. That means so much to me.
You're
Really
working
does.
55, Julia. You're working it.
Honestly, this is going to be my year. I'm going to be thin. I'm going to be like J.K. Rowling. I'm going to sell millions of books.
Julia, you be you, because that is all by itself so damn beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Stop.
You are, friend. We're going to take it to the inner child questions.
Oh, God, no.
Are you ready? I know you're so excited about a very particular question, but we'll wait for a few questions till we get to that.
No, I actually forgot to email you. And I was meant to say, instead of the inner child, can I have the two truths and a lie?
Oh, okay.
Because actually,
yes.
Can I have that instead? I know. I just come in. I mean, you are the interviewer that Nick and I want to be when we grow up.
Oh,
but I've just walked right in and changed your question. I'm sorry, Laurie. Don't.
Oh my gosh, no! This is like I love the switcheroo. Nick and Julia have their own podcast that they do, their show on Instagram, which is a lot of fun. I love your energy and your questions. We'll put that down on the comments so that once
is anyone watching?
Pop over. Yes, so that doesn't show up right now, but we have people live and people that will also be on the replay watching our interview as well.
Oh God.
Yes, it's gonna. Oh, it's great. It's great. You're doing a great job, Julia.
Do you know, I did. I think I stole one of your guests, which I do quite regularly. It was Brady Godfrey.
Yes.
Okay, so I stole Brady from you because she was so lovely. Anyway,
do you think it's fun, Julia, with interviews? I love how. It's so cool how you and we connected through multiple friends on Bookstagram, Instagram, but then that's how we just find a way to reconnect to each other and support each other, and everything just moves so beautifully together that way.
It does. It absolutely does. I love
you didn't steal.
I didn't steal. I just what is it? I just recycled her. Recycled her. So we did the live, it was great, and I went to save it. It's the first time I haven't been able to save a live.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know why that happened. So hopefully mine might disappear today. I don't want that. It's so embarrassing when people are watching. Because I've always been so kind of like reluctant to talk about things. I've only ever talked about the fact that the inspiration was from my mother-in-law twice in 2 interviews. Once when it was my own live with the launch, and really briefly in another interview. But somebody said to me, I said it would be like capitalizing on something really bad, and she said no, because that's the reason you wrote the book. So
yes.
Anyway,
we need to have these conversations, because they're important. And there's a lot of us that are feeling things that don't talk to it. Yeah. But when they hear it from someone else, that's when we begin to open up and allow ourselves to also share the things that we've been thinking and feeling too.
You've really inspired me as well, Laurie, because I know you've had your tough times with your parents, and you've always been really open about that. And it is reassuring to know that it happens to other people. It's not just you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. We all have our things for sure. Okay, Julia, you want to do the 2 truths and a lie? Did you want to tell me 2 truths and a lie and I pick, or do you want me to say 2 truths and a lie and you pick one?
Come on, you tell me 2 truths and a lie.
All right. I got to think about this for a minute. That laugh was fantastic. Okay. When I was 8, I swallowed a hair clip and had to have surgery to get it removed. I performed in Star Search when I was 11, which is similar now to like American Idol.
Oh,
And I had a dog named Sprinkles when I was 18.
oh gosh, what was the first one?
The first one was
the hair clip.
The hair clip when I was 8. Yes.
I don't think you had a dog called Sprinkles.
That would be correct. I did not. I had a dog named Snicker, though, when I was 12.
Hey, I'm really good at this. I'm going to start asking this question on our live, honestly.
This is good.
That's it. I won't be asking the creative abundance because I don't even know how to answer that myself. So I can't put that on my guest. Okay, do you want my 2 truths and a lie?
So that was one of my lies. Which one do you think was the truth, Miss Julia?
Oh, have you got 2 lies?
I had 2 lies, which I should have done.
Lying Laurie.
I know, but I did 2 lies and only 1 truth. Right. I got it backwards.
Right. I don't think you went on that Britain's Got Talent. The Americans Got Talent.
That's the truth. I was in Star Search when I was 12.
Oh, you have an amazing voice, Laurie. Mm-hmm. And it's coming back slowly, right?
It is coming back, Julia. Yes, and I'm performing. I have a performance in December, and I've booked a few for next summer. So we are going for a second wind. Yes.
Oh, and when you sing, it's just like the joy just shines. Like you radiate. Aww. It's amazing. The first time I thought, oh my God, Laurie's singing, and then it just went. And I know that you've had problems with your vocal cords and just incredible. So congratulations.
It's so nice to be back.
You didn't swallow a hair clip then?
No, but do you know my daughter, when she was 6, swallowed one of those alligator clips and it opened.
Oh, Laurie, I've lost you. Literally alone. What if I've gone, or if she's gone? Oh God. Free. I love the way she stopped talking just as the alligator clip snapped open. Oh! Just disappeared. Let me just show a little picture of my book if anybody's interested. If I'm still the one on the screen. The Road to Somorrostro.
And this is how it works. Sometimes there are operator errors. You're back.
Sorry, I just sat and chatted all the way through. I showed everyone my book in case it was me. I didn't know if it was you that was gone or me, so I just showed everybody my book.
Yes, Julia, show the book because I do love the vibrant colors on your
you can't see it very much here.
It's beautiful with the yellow and the blue.
It's a bit more vibrant in real life. And on the back, you didn't see this because you had the PDF. It's actually a real photo of Somorrostro.
Oh, I love that.
It was taken in 1963. So that's a real photo of Somorrostro on the back. In fact, when we finish, I'll take a close-up and send it to you.
Yes, and then we could post it too with the show. That would be really, really awesome. I don't know what was the last thing we heard, but I did.
No, you were doing this. It was the alligator clip snapped open inside.
I saw my hands doing like some sort of like hey thing, and then we were gone. My daughter, when she was 6, the alligator clip went in her esophagus, and because of the acid, it broke, and half of it went up and half of it went down, so she couldn't swallow, and we had to go in and have an emergency surgery to get it out.
Like a tracheotomy or something like that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's serious.
Yeah. She swallowed it and tried to like grab it, and it was too late. But there you go. I had no idea that acid could move through metal like that, but it sure can.
Wow. But I love the way that you use it to do your 2 lies and a truth.
Mm-hmm. What are are you doing 2 truths and a lie? Because wasn't that how it's supposed to?
I do 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
Right. I had a boyfriend who was a Premier League football player. I have 2 degrees, and I still suck my thumb.
Ooh. And am I picking the truth?
1 truth. No, 2 truths. No, 1 truth. No, 2 truths. 2 truths, 1 lie. 1 lie.
The lie. I know. I switched it up entirely, Julia.
God, I'm confused now. I don't even know if I'm telling the truth or lying.
Am I picking the lie for you?
Pick the lie.
You were so fast with that too. I was trying to find like some body language tips, and I'm like, dang it. That's good. Okay. Your lie is that you suck your thumb.
Nope. Oh dear, I've just said this live on Facebook. I hope no one from Instagram comes over. Yeah, I do. Honestly, I do. My mom always says that when I was a baby, she tried to take it out and she could almost pull me out of my bed because I wouldn't let go. And it's just been one of those things. It's just been like a comfort all my life. Yeah, I know I'm weird. So you've not got the lie yet. You've not got the lie yet.
The 2 degrees. So you have 1 degree. Am I totally off?
Is that you're saying that's a lie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lie. I've only got 1 degree.
Okay.
You got the lie.
So the truth was
the thumb and the footballer. Yeah, but I can't tell you who it is because I'd have to kill you. I'm sorry. I can't. And I'd be too embarrassed anyway. You're free to guess, but I still won't tell you if you do. And you won't. And it wasn't David Beckham.
You're going to die with this truth. You're going to take this to your death, Julia.
Absolutely. My family know, but hopefully they're not watching and they won't write something in the comments. Or I will be... My reputation will be ruined.
If anyone wants to guess, Julia will not tell you yes or no. But if you want to try to guess on comments, we will be entertained with this conversation.
Absolutely. We could go on all day, Lauren.
Okay. Now I'm gonna wonder and be curious. That's very cool.
If you get the right answer, I will tell you the truth, but you'd have to be sworn to secrecy. You'd have to sign a what do you call it? What's it called? An NDA.
Yeah, a disclosure of like you can't say this, or like you're just done for.
My reputation would be ruined. It might sell me some books though, so maybe. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, Julia. Before we end today, can you share with our listeners and viewers what living a creatively abundant life means to you?
Probably I'm just going to spew out the same old stuff I've said before, but I do think when you have a lot of stress in your life, your creativity just dies. And I think when you can live a life that's not stressful and you have time. Oh, there's somebody upstairs banging. Can you hear that?
It's making music to your creative abundance comment.
No, honestly. I think to be creatively abundant, you have to feel whatever. In my case, it was to feel grief and fear, and to feel it, to understand it, and then just to use it as a way to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what writing my book did.
Congratulations, my beautiful friend.
Oh, the candle!
We're going to sing happy birthday to Julia for those who are joining us live. And if you're watching the replay, you can send your love and energy toward her and her beautiful book, The Road to Somorrostro.
Oh, good pronunciation.
Thank you. I saw Ross too.
And Ross.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
Okay.
And the candle.
Thank you so much, Laurie. And you know, every time I can be on the show live, I just love this show. I just stick my headphones on, do my Sudoku and listen to you. I could listen to this show all the time. I love it. And I'm so grateful to have been on. And it's been amazing.
I love you and I'm proud of you. I'm so grateful that we've connected. And
too.
Where can our listeners and viewers connect to you and your book after the show?
Well, they can find me on Facebook, but I'm not there very often. I'm usually over on Instagram at Julia Slack Author. Is that my name? Yeah, Julia Slack Author. And I'm the same on Facebook as well. You can find me on Amazon. I've got an Amazon author page. God, anything else? Oh, Laurie, just before we go, I'm sorry. I know we've gone over, but I just joined TikTok.
Oh,
I've fallen into the TikTok hole, into a void. Mm-hmm. It's addictive. It's absolute. So they can find me on TikTok as well, on TikTok. Can't think. Oh, I've got a website as well, but I'm rubbish with my website. It's juliaslackauthor.com.
Have you tried Threads yet, Julia?
No, it's not here in Spain yet. It's not arrived. So I'm feeling FOMO at the moment. Everybody's got it.
Mm-hmm. That will be coming soon. I just started it, yeah, and it's a fun, playful, interesting new space.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
They have their own things, don't they? Like every social site has something a little bit different that you can play.
Yeah, I honestly avoided TikTok for ages, and I got an account and then I deleted it. And my niece Cassie said to me, "You need to get a TikTok. You can become viral on TikTok." So I got a TikTok. Literally, the most I've had is about 400 views. That's it. But it's so much fun.
You joined something though, and that was resilient and brave. You tried something new.
Oh, and I'm so old. I'm far too old to be on TikTok, but I don't care.
Anyone who wants to join me, Julia does not look old, and she's gorgeous and beautiful. We can just like put in all the comments because
I can't see the comments. You see, when we do our Instagram live, we can all see the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see any comments.
We'll bring them into you, my beautiful friend. Thank you so much for joining me today, Julia. And thank you for those who've joined us live and will join also on the replay as well. Remember, as you go about the rest of your week, to find the things that are working within your life. You are the creator of your own story. What steps will you take next? Thank you, everyone. Bye, Julia.
Bye, Laurie. Bye.